Good morning. Welcome to Energy Works. Today we're talking about your body speaks. Do you listen? So, I think all the time we're receiving feedback from our body, and our body at all times is receiving information from the environment and, working very hard to maintain our temperature within a strict parameter and helping our body to operate. Our digestive system works on turning our food, into nutrients that are usable for our brain and our cells and our muscles. Morning, Cassie. And we we also have this feedback going all the time. Now, sometimes we have little bits of us that get a bit painful or sore or not functioning the best. So we want to sort of talk about what our body is saying to us and where we feel that the energy might be stuck in our body. So, is it your gut? Is it your throat? Is it your head? Is it your feet? Whereabouts do you feel the energy stuck? So let's start with our solar plexus chakra, which is about our power, isn't it? Our owning our power and using our power in a great way. All right, I do things in the right way and time for me. So sometimes we might do things maybe differently from how other people do it, but we have to do it in the way that works for us. And it may not look how the same as how everyone else does it. So being okay with doing it in the right way for ourselves is important. All right, let's go into our heart chakra. Love is the purpose of my life. Love is everywhere, and I allow myself to experience it. And I guess love is one of the most motivating forces that there is, isn't it? Especially when we love family or friends or, our pets, whoever we love. This is a very powerful force for good. And often we can struggle to love ourselves or to show love to ourselves. And so when we have messages from our body or parts of our body that is telling us that it's not functioning the best, I guess if we have self-love, we want to hear what our body has to say and we want to do something about it. Right, so now we're going in the throat chakra. I speak my truth. So sometimes that's a bit scary. Sometimes there are parts of our life that may not be working the best at the moment, and we may feel scared to admit that that's how it is, or, be frightened of what will happen if things change. And sometimes change is, inevitable. It's got to happen. We might not like it. It's a bit scary, and being able to adapt to that change. And I guess as we get older, we have to adapt to the changes in our body. All right. Love opens the door for me to feel whole and complete. So, again, I guess this comes down to loving our body and listening kindly and lovingly to the message that our body is sending us. It's okay for me to sing my life song. And many people feel scared to be who they are or to just, say what they feel is important to say. Out of fear of being judged or being rejected, and that is possible. But I think also as we express our truth and who we are, we will find more people that are like us rather than people that are unlike us. So it makes me think of the oil Roman chamomile. Which is about spiritual purpose. Right, Roman chamomile assists in shedding the meaningless activities that consume our lives so individuals can focus on a more fulfilling work, even the work of their own souls. This oil assists in feeling connected to and supported by divine helpers and guides and calms insecurities about following one's spiritual path. When in doubt, Roman chamomile softens the personality, easing the overactive ego mind. It restores confidence in doing what they came to this earth to do. People fearfully believe that if they do what they love, they will end up destitute. Roman chamomile reminds them to do what they love to experience true success. So you might use Roman chamomile to help you, support you in doing what your heart is telling you need to do, and in fulfilling your divine purpose more easily. So you might want to use that oil too with your prayer and meditation, so to help you feel a bit more spiritually connected. Let's go into our brow chakra. All right, I focus on what I love and it comes to me. So what do you love? What is it that you really want to bring into your life? I am responsible for love and happiness in my life. My understanding of my life grows clearer each day. Deep restorative sleep comes easily. It is safe for me to see the truth, no matter what it is. And I think each of us have these, I'm going to call them dark nights of the soul, where you question your purpose, where you question your very existence and, why are you here? Are you fulfilling your purpose? Are you actually making a difference? I think we all have moments where we question these things and, wonder, are we actually doing any good? Or am I wasting my breath? That kind of idea. So I guess we have to have these nights where we become more clear about what is important to us, and helping us to shed the meaningless activities, the things that aren't really important to us. All right, so something else about our sleep, being able to sleep. So our feelings interfering with our sleep. The feeling that comes up is not being able to control yourself. And I think we're often presented in life different aspects of control. For me, I guess I'm having to learn dietary control, which has been a difficult thing. Some of us have to learn, monetary control, which is also, I'm facing that. Good morning, Margaret. Some of us are having to learn to allow ourselves to express our feelings, so being able to relinquish control sometimes of, stuffing everything down inside us. So these things are challenging. All right, so layers of the aura. So the fourth layer, which is about our interactions and our relationships and our bonds. So chronic collapse of that layer. Some stuck emotions there. Feeling failure. Good morning, Susanna. So what area of your life may you feel failure in? I think we could all have an area that we say, yeah, there, that's it, that's the one. So if we say the opposite, I am successful, I am achieving, I am a marvel. Let's look up what else we could have. I'm encouraged, I'm supported, I'm succeeding, I'm competent. So not feeling competent, sorry. All right, is there an area of your life that you don't feel competent? I think we all get challenged in different areas of our life where we may not feel competent. All right, seventh layer of the aura. Okay, so this is our mental and spiritual connections. Stagnant accumulation of negative energy. Females in our life at the moment. All right, is there somebody that you feel is difficult to deal with or can be a little draining or perhaps challenging to you? Maybe an area where you feel wishy-washy. All right, so sometimes people can be a bit leechy. Sometimes people can be have an unhealthy connection with us. You know, they want to drag energy from us instead of, you know, mutually doing things together. And they're mistakenly getting energy from us instead of the source. So females from the past, age 26 and 42. All right, something stuck in our neck. We use Ina Siegel's book. All right, unresolved pain and sadness hidden in our neck, especially with people close to us. Mouth ulcers and sinuses are coming up. So I guess that's like, you know, containing things that we need to say or express. All right, let's go into the crown chakra. I work by trusting my intuition. And sometimes we have decisions to make, and sometimes a particular decision looks good on paper, but doesn't feel right. So it's like you have to go back to what feels right. And I think that's where your prayer and meditation comes into you, that you have a bit more clarity about what does feel right. I am fun and spiritual. I allow myself to be peaceful and balanced. All right, so peaceful's good, balance not so good. So I guess sometimes we can be obsessively putting ourselves into a particular area and maybe neglecting other areas of our life or our body or our family or other aspects of our life. So it's like what area is unbalanced in your life? Or sometimes there's imbalance in our body. I recently had a gym challenge, and they do a in-body scan, and so they said, my left to right upper body's balanced and my left to right lower body's balanced, but the balance between my upper body and lower body is not perfect. So it's like, oh, maybe I focus too much on the upper body rather than the lower body. So it's like we can have an imbalance in what we pay attention to. All right, and if we say, why am I so balanced? It doesn't hold yet. So some generational baggage there, dad's side, dad's dad, and the men. 31 generations of men. And some stuck emotions to go with that. Some stubbornness, my favourite. And also resentment. So we can feel resentful of situations that aren't what we feel ideal. All right, some childhood stuff stuck here. So age 6, age 12, age 26, age 30, 44, 45, 46, 47. Okay. All right, so stuff stuck in our mind. Okay. All right, something stuck in our headspace. So what's stuck in your headspace? And there's also a generational component to this being stuck in your headspace. There's also the feeling of being taken for granted, and that's kind of eats away at you, doesn't it? Age 6 again. Also age 16. The feeling of hopelessness. And as a teenager, we often did feel like that, isn't it? We wanted things to change then and now straight away, and sometimes it didn't or couldn't. And we can feel like we're a failure. As Susanna said, it's almost like we don't see our uniqueness. Yeah, it's very true. Or we don't accept our uniqueness and how wonderful that actually is. All right, so I accept myself as I am. No. Age 18 and 23, 36. And the feeling of self-abuse. So often we can be angry at ourselves that we haven't accomplished what we want to accomplish, or part of our body isn't working the way we would like it, or, the energy's stuck in a part of our body and we're mad about that because that bit's not functioning correctly. But actually, the body's telling us, like, this is where the energy's stuck. We'll be free if we shift whatever's stuck here. Right. Also feeling peeved. Let's go the opposite of peeved. All right, so I'm forgiving, I'm merciful, I'm peaceful, and I'm amused. I think it's kind of good if we can laugh at ourselves. We don't like people laughing at us, but sometimes we can laugh at ourselves. All right, let's go into our ninth chakra. All right, being wishy washy comes up. So wishy washy is a bit like sour grapes. I want those grapes, they're really nice, but I can't get to them. Maybe they were sour anyway. All right. So this ninth chakra, the lunar chakra, is weakened by what we view through media that leaves imprints of a negative nature, images and feelings of suffering. So I guess we have to be very careful about what we watch, what we let into our minds, because it stays there. So it's like filtering what we watch, filtering what we listen to. And meditation helps. So having quiet time where we sit and ponder. The oil spikenard comes up, which is the oil of gratitude and being grateful for our problems, even though we don't like them. By opening our soul to acceptance and gratitude, spikenard assists individuals in seeing the deeper meaning in their lives. It supports them in feeling joy and happiness for other people as well as for themselves. It invites individuals to expand by fully letting go of resistance, anger, and blame. Gratitude is an expression of complete acceptance and abundance. A grateful person is content with what they have. Spikenard teaches individuals to be grateful for their challenges as well as their blessings. So sometimes that's a stretch, isn't it? It also assists individuals in transcending their sorrows through being grateful for their present life circumstances. So, through complete surrender and acceptance, the soul may be brought into peace and harmony. So, you might want to use the spikenard if you need to feel more peaceful and more accepting of your life. All right, I am conscious and present in the now. I chose this earthly experience. I am steadfast and immovable, for I know my life's purpose. I think that's very important, isn't it? Often when there's times in our lives where we do things that we really feel is important to us, and even though we may not know exactly how that's going to end or, how it's going to unfold, it's like we just feel that that's what we have to do. And I'm excited when people tell me, things are changing or life circumstances have happened and, you know, they're excited about doing a new career. All right, 11th chakra, which is the galactic one. So overcoming the ego and letting go of earthly attachments. MS is here. So sometimes we can be, I guess, subjected to autoimmune diseases. So, there are many diseases that come under the autoimmune blanket. For example, thyroid issues or, lupus um, or MS as well, rheumatoid arthritis, PCOS, like all these things are where our body attacks itself. So it's like, are we angry at ourselves? Are we focusing the anger we have towards ourselves on a particular part of our body? And, this part of our body is telling us where the energy is stuck. All right, so I'm going to go into Inner Siegel's book. All right, so this is under multiple sclerosis. So putting other people and commitments first, pushing yourself too hard, overworking, not feeling good enough, limited point of view, self-neglect, rejection, self-sabotage, feeling disconnected from yourself and others, exhaustion, worry, shame, and guilt. So you may not have this disease, but it's like you are perhaps committing some of these crimes against yourself, which I think we all do at different times. So how can we change the perspective? Like if our body's telling us, well, this is where the energy is stuck, can we change part of it? Like there's fine to put other people first. Cassie says I have the hiccups after that. Right. So can there be a balance? Like it's beautiful to help other people. It's wonderful. It feels great. But it's no good if we're neglecting ourselves. So like trying to have the balance between helping self and others. Now, for me, that's a struggle. I would want to put other people first, but then that means self-neglect. And then I get angry at myself when my body isn't functioning at its best. So it's like it becomes a self-perpetuating problem. And I think we can all see at times that we do that. All right, so feeling disconnected from yourself. And I don't know if you find this too, but sometimes I find it hard to make time to do my prayer and my meditation. I'm too busy. So, how can we change our focus to actually allow ourselves to have that time? All right, I'm ready, willing, I'm able to meditate. Age 16. All right, so feeling hopelessness. So it's like we don't believe there's any point in meditating because we feel like it can't change. So I guess for something to change, we have to actually be able to have the idea that it can change, even a little glistening thought that that's possible for there to be change, isn't it? Because we can't change unless we imagine how the change is going to look or feel or be. All right. All right, so we're going into cardamom oil. I might use Kim's book here. cardamom is a bit sort of in the curry family. All right, it's the oil of objectivity. All right, I sidestep the opportunity to become inebriated with anger, maintaining my self control and rational thinking. So I had a dummy speak a couple of, was it last week, week before? And I just got really uh, enraged about, something that somebody did. And my reaction was totally disproportionate to what happened. But we sort of tie things together from something else, and then we have this massive reaction. All right, I redirect energy to my stomach and small intestines to fully digest the roots of these frustrations, unrealistic expectations. So, do you have unrealistic expectations? I know I do. I think I can squeeze more into time than is possible. All right, I stand up and take control of my situation and myself. I let go of emotional distortions which have previously allowed me to treat others like objects of convenience to my will and my way of doing things. I willingly coordinate my efforts with others instead of my old habit of directing others. And I know as a mum, you want to boss everyone around, but my kids are all adults. They don't want to be bossed. All right, I feel peaceful, calm, and in control of myself, more able to assimilate the world as it is. I think that's vital. We can be mad about the world and the way it is. It's pretty corrupt at the moment, but we have light and we need to be the bearers of light and the sharers of light and the carers about light so that we can shine. Even if we don't shine perfectly, we can still shine. All right. All right. I fear not what the future holds. I'm no longer affected by what I perceive, for I know it is a reflection of my conditioning. And I think that's very true. Often we see things in the perspective of what's happened before, and we can almost fall down the rabbit hole of like, that's going to be the same as that was, and I can't cope with that. That was terrible. I totally get it. Life is a gift of unimaginable proportion. So I guess it is a gift, isn't it? Like to be in a physical body and have these experiences and to learn so rapidly through our body is amazing. So it's good to be alive. And even if things aren't perfect or the way we like it, we still are able to experience love and interaction with others and to feel the goodness of being alive, to feel and smell and experience the beauty of nature, to feel love, to feel connection. All right, so let's look up hiccups after all that. Maybe not in here. All right, in Siegel's book. Difficulty expressing your true feelings to people close to you. Confusion about decision making. A conflict between a deep desire to please others and to rebel and do your own thing. And in the end, often we want to please other people, but they may not be pleased anyway. And then you've given up your will and your energy and your effort to try and make someone happy, and it may not work. So it comes back to what feels good and right for us. All right, something in our back again. So T4, which is the wiring to our gallbladder. Frustrated that your life is full of struggle and seemingly insurmountable problems and challenges. Experience feelings of envy or jealousy towards others. How easy their lives seem compared with yours. Judging yourself and others harshly and looking at the negative side of life. Carrying unresolved pain and trauma from the past. You're afraid to heal or let go as that life is all you know. So on the physical level, it's gallbladder problems, jaundice, shingles. Right, back into the chakras. So chakra 12. So this is the universal chakra, which is to do with like ascension. So when this chakra begins to open up, the veil of the mind fades away and our connection to universal consciousness is developed. It opens up direct communication with the divine and is the entryway to enlightenment. It allows access to advanced spiritual abilities. Mm. So wanting to escape the body you are in. It's often a friend of ours talked about if you could change your life package with someone else and you would, go up to the altar and put your life package on the altar and take up someone else's. Often when we look at someone else's entire package, like there might be parts of their package that we think, oh, I want that. But then there are other parts where we think, oh, no, I definitely don't want that. So I guess trusting that the body that you have is the one that's teaching you most quickly and efficiently how to be who you really are. So one of the things that helps is solitude. So are you getting time to yourself? Are you able to have alone time where you can, think and ponder and feel and, commune with God, I guess, about where you're going, what's happening in your life. And the oil forgive comes up here. All right, this blend is especially helpful when individuals feel cynical or begin to expect the worst from other people. Instead of looking for the good in others, they may view them in a negative light. They may also have a tendency to feel justified in blaming others for their own personal situations or misfortune. Forgive teaches that everyone is learning and growing together. Mistakes and offences will happen, but should be met with forgiveness and kindness. Forgive challenges individuals to let go of bitterness and hostilities and to embrace other people as an extension of themselves, as part of the human family. It reminds individuals to live by the golden rule, to treat others the way they themselves would like to be treated. And it invites individuals to free themselves by realizing that others are usually doing the best they can and deserve compassion or forgiveness. All right, so when you're feeling angry, you might want to use the forgive oil. So it would help you to feel more free and more empathetic, to understand why people make the decisions that they make. All right. I am infinite. I think that's important to remember. It's like our existence here on earth is very short, really, but we existed before and we will exist after, just in a different format. All right. I'm unattached to my possessions, my opinions, and my body. I'm one with all that is. So the archetype of that type of person is Mother Teresa. So, she was about other people and how could she help other people, how she could love the unlovable. And maybe that's a challenge for us. Sometimes we feel like we're unlovable, and the challenge is for us to love ourselves in a lovable way rather than being so critical of ourselves. All right, so we have a primary rhythm. So it's like this basic rhythm that each person has. And sometimes we get out of step with our rhythm. So do you feel like you're kind of being a little bit out of kilter with yourself? All right, something in our neck. So C6. Again, from Ina Siegel's book. Feeling overwhelmed by worries, anxieties, and stresses. So you could have a stiff neck, shoulder pain. Yeah. So do you feel the energy is stuck in that throat chakra? All right, now we're going to go into the base chakra. So our survival. Do you feel like you're having trouble surviving? All right, feeling disconnected from your body. Feelings of fear, anxiety, and difficulty settling. All right, abiding by laws and rules. Sometimes I'm very, straighty 180. But I think after all the rubbish that we've seen in the last 3 or 4 years, sometimes I think we have to operate from what we feel is right and not necessarily what other people tell us is right. All right, now birch oil. So birch oil is the oil of support. So birch teaches those in need to trust that even if they're abandoned by all others, the divine will always be there. It also reinforces that there is more to life than pain, and with the right support and the right grounding, one can be held up and sustained through hardship. And I really believe that. I think often people will help us at that time when we might feel alone. All right, so if you're feeling unsupported, then you could use the birch oil to help support yourself and then to allow support in. All right, something in our hips now. All right, disagreements in the family. Who are you carrying on your hip? Feeling unappreciated, betrayed, and feeling manipulated. All right. So, Inner Sequel always talks about divine healing intelligence. I ask you to release all my family problems, disagreements, conflicting emotions, pain, guilt, sadness, grief, anger, and betrayal out of my hips, as well as all points of view, positive and negative charge, and all patterns that contribute to this condition. Please heal and regenerate my hips to their full strength, balance, and mobility. Okay. All right. So, our next get together is in May. So I'll get back to you on the date, but you're always welcome to come. We usually do it on a Saturday night at 6 p.m. Bring a plate and bring a friend if you want. And we share some food and some laughs. And last time we were celebrating with Susanna that she got her Australian citizenship. So we had Aussie flag and some Akubras and other hats. So yeah, we had a fun night. Anyway, thank you to you for being you, and thanking you for having courage to keep trying to be you even when it feels difficult. And I believe that it's important for you to be you. And if your body gets stuck and you feel areas of your body that aren't okay, um, and Susanna said, yeah, thank you. We had so much fun. We did. Uh, where is your body talking to you? And, if you still need help or if you still want to mention it now, we've got a couple of minutes, but if not, you can, we can always do an energy clearing session and work on wherever the energy is stuck in your body. Anyway, thank you for being you, and I wish you a beautiful day. See ya.